Welcome to the PLL playoffs on NBC, powered by Ticketmaster. From Rio Tinto Stadium just outside Salt Lake City, Atlas and Cannons meet in the quarterfinals this afternoon in the 2-versus-7 matchup. Faceoffs have been a struggle all season long for Cannons. Brendan Fowler will be the fifth different face-off specialist to play for them this season. They're dressing two today, trying to slow down Trevor Baptiste, who again claimed the top spot in the PLL in both face-off wins and face-off percentage. And he is struggling here for that first face-off win, and he has to deal with Jake Pulver over near the sideline. And it is Cannons who come up with a lengthy face-off win to start.
Comes a possession math problem that's just too big to overcome.
A look for Tyson Bell, and he scores! Tyson Bell right down the middle. From just inside the arc, skips it past Colarusso. Cannons win the first faceoff and score the first goal.
Picture perfect start for the Cannons off the faceoff win. You could see Tyson Bell hunting some space in transition. Good look there by Rafis as Bell was trailing, and that high bouncer catches Colarusso off guard.
Candidate for Cannons wearing 4 in blue. Thompson draws the double team, finds an open Paul Rabel. Skips out high, that shot will go. Shane Jackson, and it's 2-0 Cannons. Cannons not taking it deep into the shot clock, looking for opportunities and making good on them.
And some good action here by the Cannons offensively. Freeze it right here. You're going to see Rabel. He's going to get engaged with a little two-man game with Lyle Thompson. He's going to come down, set this pick. Thompson's going to throw back. What I want you to key in on, here's Shane Jackson. He's going to find a little dead spot in the defense after Thompson comes off this two-man game. You see the double team and the throwback. Rabel scans the remaining 4-on-3 and finds the sharpshooter Jackson.
Jackson only played in 5 games following an injury that has kept him out all season long. Jake Caraway with a sneaky shot that goes under Morocco. Caraway, 16 goals during the regular season, top 10 in the PLL, and he officially has the first of the day for Atlas.
You're going to see him matched up on a short stick, just kind of explodes upfield. Is able to get a step. Hey, Jake, what did you see Morocco show you in cage as you got upfield there?
I saw a shorty on me. Disrespectful.
Well, he's made that known before. 9 points. Baccaro, sharp angle, left the rebound for Law. Eric Law right there to clean up the missed shot. Atlas have scored the last 2 and tied it.
Eric Law seemingly always in the right place at the right time. You can see as Baccaro drives upfield, tries a behind the back shot to catch Morocco off guard. It's a little off the mark, but Eric Law hunts that down and quickly catches and finishes all in one motion.
And Atlas during the regular season, they scored 11 of them from distance. Costabile had a few of them, and he scores from here. Brian Costabile. Atlas have scored 3 in a row to take their first lead.
What a beautiful backdoor cut by Costabile. You could see Eddie trying to deny that pass, just overplays it a little bit. And as he looks to the ball, Costabile just cuts right behind him. Good identification there by Law. A nice spot feed with pace, allowing Costabile to catch that with a big head of steam.
Brian Costabile scores the goal. He's with Paul Burmeister. Tim Edwards with 3. Edwards with a pass to Thompson off his stick, and that will do it for quarter number 1. Cannons jumped out to a 2-0 lead on goals from Tyson Bell and Shane Jackson, but Atlas scoring the last 3 goals of the opening quarter. Caraway, Law, and Costabile. And the number 2 seeded Atlas are up 3-2 after 12.
As opposed to running around those youngsters. Or running after those, rather.
Ball up in the air after the faceoff. That was the first win officially for Cannons at the faceoff stripe today. Can they hold on to the possession, though? This one bumped ahead by Danny Logan and scooped up and secured by Craig Chick, and it will be Atlas ball anyway.
He's good. Oh, he's good. Just be very patient in our clear. Got to be a little slower because
Mark Cockerton with the goal.
Words of wisdom there. We got to be better in our clear, because when you give this offense even more extra opportunities than they're already afforded, they're going to make you pay. Most points in the league coming into the playoffs.
Stephen Rafis to Drenner to the front for Shane Jackson, and he scores. Well, they may have been patient, but they didn't wait long after that restart. They go right back to Jackson. He's got the last 2 for Cannons.
Great off-ball action here by Shane Jackson. We're going to get this dodge from up top by Rafis. And Jackson's going to set a little pick and then dive. So as Rafis goes hard to the cage, freeze it right here. So you're going to see this little screen by Jackson. He set that little screen, and then he's going to take off to the races, and you're going to see this ball movement just swing behind and then find it right to Jackson in front. So good action with a little Jackson pick, and then you can see Rabel picking Jackson's man. So pick the picker.
Wow, Thompson initiates the contact, draws the double team. Thompson with 2 poles on him, trying to find the open man. He swarmed, ball on the ground, picked it back up, and then dropped it. Chick comes up with the turnover, but Tucker, Caraway lost it. Cockerton reaching for it. Instead, it was Tyson Bell. Bell off to the races.
He's got a trailer.
It eventually comes to Goodrich. Steps into a 2-point try, and it was blocked by Romar Dennis. Just threw his body in front of the shot. Drenner for Thompson again. That time to Bell, and he scores! Tyson Bell. 2 goals in 9 games during the regular season. He has 2 here in the first half of the quarterfinals. Cannons and Bell. Little jab at Trevor Baptiste on the celebration. Cannons have come back to tie it at 4. It's Jake Pulver's responsibility. Now it's Law. Cockerton plays it down, and from a tough angle it goes. Eric Law has done it again. Eric Law now with 4 points. That one was impressive.
And an unconventional little give and go. Eric Law is going to throw inside, freeze it right here. You're going to see Cockerton draw the attention of Law's defender. He kind of backdoors him, so a little touch pass inside by Cockerton to Law, and tiptoeing around the crease and extending his stick in front of the cage. That generates enough shooting angle to get it above around Morocco. Right there, right at the tail end of that.
It's left before halftime. Atlas were held without a goal for 8 minutes here in the second quarter. They didn't have a shot in between the 2 that went in. Jeff Teat now for Romar Dennis, who's a threat from anywhere. That the jump shot, what a laser! Romar Dennis across his body in the air, top corner, bar down.
Low angle shots do not go unless you're Romar Dennis. So you're gonna see the ball movement, they swing it to Dennis. You know, this dodge down the alley is really the equivalent of kind of a mid-range shot in basketball. They're the least efficient shot, but Robar Dennis, it doesn't matter. Has been pretty good on those, but normally he kind of pings the opposite low corner. Yeah. Dennis is able to shoot over the goalie.
Baptiste won the face-off at the end of the quarter. They can't turn it into anything offensive, but they will take a 2-goal lead with them into halftime.
Very atypical for them.
Baptiste trying to keep that ball alive, but the wings got involved. Danny Logan and Holden Garland, and it is Logan who comes up with it. It's Logan on the run. It's Logan with the feed. It's Teat with the finish. It took him 12 seconds for the face-off. Atlas starts the second half with a score.
It's one thing to win a face-off. It's another thing to get a goal after it. Here's a 50-50 ground ball. So the Cannons actually have a clean look. They pick it up, but credit Danny Logan. After causing that turnover, picking up the ground ball, sprints upfield. A little help here from Pulver. He slides upfield, and Teat just kind of sneaks into that empty space.
In Colorado Springs, and what was a 13-12 win for Atlas. Colarusso! Did it get in? It did. It leaks through him. He got a piece, but not all of it. Lyle Thompson gets one back for Cannons.
And then the key here is Thompson's able to get to the middle of the field. He uses a pick and slip by Rabel. That opens up the space as Thompson gets to the middle of the field there. Hey, Lyle, as you carried to the middle of the field after that slip pick, what did you see for the defense and Colarusso and Cage?
What was that?
What did you see for the defense and Colarusso when you got to the middle of the field there?
No, I mean,
Van Raphorst to Teat, who stumbles down and lost the ball. Teat on the ground. It was taken away by Pulver, and they turn it into a goal for Shane Jackson. It's a hat trick for Jackson. Cannons come back with 2 of their own.
What a response by the Cannons. You know, right when the Atlas are able to build that 4-goal lead, you wonder if they're able to stretch that. Teat gets caught by the turf monster, just slips down, and Pulver heads up lead pass, and Jackson, aggressive shot in transition here with no backup. So if he misses that, it's going to be a turnover, but playing with a ton of confidence.
Bowled all over Garland as he crossed midfield, and the ball pops away. A hit delivered on the end of the play has Garland shaken up back on the Atlas half of the field. Meanwhile, it's Jeff Teat running down the middle of the field and scoring. Fast break for Atlas as Garland still shaking up for Cannons. Jeff Teat has his second of the game. They've both been here in the third quarter. Good ball movement. Atlas cash in. Cannons have been right there with him.
And in talking with head coach Sean Quirk, he said Reisman just does better with another faceoff guy on the roster. There wasn't really a rhyme or reason to it necessarily, but he just said his numbers are just that much better.
Here's Lyle Thompson. His pass into traffic. Jackson, no problem. Shane Jackson showing up. That's his 4th today. Cannons back within 2. Jackson 1 in the first, 1 in the second. 2 goals here in the third quarter.
And I want you to pay attention to this inside action. You're going to see Cuccinello just set a little screen there. Jackson's going to come off of that, and Thompson's going to throw a little spot feed inside. So a little off-ball crease pick action between Cuccinello and Jackson. Richard is there, but Jackson does a wise job of not cutting into him. So a lot of times players will cut and actually cover themselves.
There are a couple of Orangemen on the Cannons roster that Dearth has some familiarity with, and they wanted that at their advantage, as that'll be a shot clock violation as Durkin wrestled Drenner down to the ground before he could get a shot away.
Great job finishing the possession there by Durkin. Low risk, high reward.
Costabile down the alley. He scores! Costabile back across the grain. That's his second today.
And you can just feel this game starting to pick up, right, Brendan? Just as Eric Law alluded to, this third quarter, a totally different story than the rock fight that we had the first half. 6-4, maybe not totally a rock fight, but Costabile is just so athletic. It doesn't matter really if he's covered by a short stick or long pole. He's able to consistently generate a step or half step.
Thompson watched by Rexroad. Lyle Thompson right down the middle. Colarusso, what a stop! That was the best of the looks.
Potential two-goal swing.
And Morocco with the answer on the other end.
But while the Cannons were substituting, heads-up substitution by Newbold.
Rabel with the high bouncer, and it didn't go! Colarusso reached behind him on the second effort to keep it out.
And half of, not even half, all of the Cannons offense is begging for a challenge.
The flag's out. It was close. First look, seemed like Colarusso grabbed it in time.
The question is going to be, when it bounced, did it clear the goal line?
Cannons are challenging the play that it's a goal.
It did. At first glance, it certainly looked like the ball landed on the opposite side of the goal line. There you saw it.
Not often do you get a definitive look. That was pretty definitive from inside the net. It is like a goal line in football. It's a three-dimensional plane. Does it break the plane of the goal line? I think if it lands on the other side of it, which we saw that it did, this is going to be a 2-point goal and a 1-goal game.
And the whole ball clears it.
Shane Jackson had the best look at it. Look at his reaction. And take a look at the footwork from Rabel. That's well beyond the 15-yard arc. And that was headed over the net. I think Colarusso knocked it down.
Yeah. After review, the ball completely crossed the line. It'll be a 2-point goal.
Rabel hits the 2. It is 10-9 Atlas. Seconds on the clock, and he has taken it towards the net.
He's going.
Baptiste turns the corner. Baptiste with the feed! Perfectly set up for Eric Law. Plenty of time. Baptiste to Law. It's 6 points for Law. And Trevor Baptiste takes one of those back from Cannons.
And we mentioned this earlier, Eric Law, his angle play, he's behind the cage. He's going to creep around to this backside. Baptiste is going to go underneath. He's going to generate a double team and find Law on the backside. So as Baptiste goes underneath, you could see the Cannons defense, actually 2 guys slide. Goodrich from Law behind and Pulver from up top, but it's that Goodrich slide that generates the opening for Law.
Baptiste and Reisman lock up here. Ball drops just as the horn comes to signal the end of the third quarter. These two teams just can't get away from one another. It is a 2-goal contest. It was one before Baptiste with the last second feed to Eric Law. Atlas up by 2. 1 quarter left. The trip to the semifinals on the line here in Utah. Thompson to the middle. Rexroad cut him off. Dearth came over and read it perfectly. Takes the ball away from Lyle Thompson. They've got Reeps it alive. Costabile down. Skipped out high for Teat. Teat, the fake, and the score! Jeff Teat, an impressive play. Everybody bites on the fake. And he finishes upstairs.
And a casual finish at that, Brendan.
He makes it look easy.
This is a casual finish. Look at this big windup on his former coach. Tries to deflect, he tries to get in the way, and then just going to put on the brakes. Let everybody overreact. But look at the windup and the nifty footwork. And he takes a little something off of it.
Now they pick up speed. Teat finds his man, and Cockerton dished over for Caraway. Atlas taking advantage of what's in front of him. 3 straight goals for Atlas. Caraway for the second time in this game. And it is now a 4-goal lead for Atlas, down to 6:20 to play. And then the young guns of Atlas have taken down Cannons, and they are 1 win away from a trip to the championship game. Atlas will take on Chaos in the semifinals. Trevor Baptiste, 71% of the face-off stripe. They held Cannons without a goal in the 4th quarter entirely. And Atlas win this game 13-9.
And for all the talk about the young Bulls on offense, you think about who got the job done today. It starts with Trevor Baptiste, the face-off stripe. J.D. Colarusso, 14 saves. Their defense holding the Cannons scoreless in the 4th quarter. And Eric Law with 7 points.
That's it.
Just when you thought the Cannons, they cut it to 1. Baptiste to E-Law. That was the story today.
13-9 the final. PLL continues later today. 5:15 Eastern on Peacock Live. And then 6 p.m. on NBCSN, Whipsnakes and Redwoods. For Paul Burmeister and Ryan Boyle, I'm Brennan Burke. We will see you later.